is 2 units up from the given parabola. So, not hard, but how do you think you're going to do that with these plotted points? I don't know either. Well, I do know, but what do you think? We're not writing the equation. We're moving this graph up 2. How are we going to do that?
Move it up.
Move what up 2? All the points. Yep. So start with the vertex, move them up 2. I know that's a common sense question, but I'm going to ask it anyways. So take your colored pens, move each point up 2 on the grid here. And then you can connect them. Now when you graph this, you should notice the graph doesn't look any wider. It doesn't look any narrower. I didn't do good. Last period, I didn't make the video. My parabolas look perfect last period. Oh well. Close enough. It's definitely not perfect. That one's not very good. It's okay. So we have a new parabola. When I move this up, we're going to be writing the equation of this parabola. Up 2. What did you do? That's okay, just pretend. Alright, now, when I move this up 2 to write the equation, we're going to write the equation of this parabola in vertex form. So, before we write vertex form, let's write down what is the vertex of our new parabola. Not 2, 0, that's over here.
I am so dumb.
0, 2. So your vertex is at 0, 2 here. So when you write the equation, and know you've done some of these, but we need to make sure we can write them. If there's a 0 here, do I have to put anything in the parentheses with the x? No, because it's just 0. So you'd have like x plus 0. So I'm just going to put x squared. If there's no number in the parentheses, you don't even have to write the parentheses. And then, is it the same sign or the opposite sign as the y? The same. So that is the equation in vertex form for this parabola that you made. Now, if you are using color, you can switch your color. Oh wait, we're not switching color yet, sorry. I jumped ahead. I knew it was coming. Real quick, let's look at the point 1, 1 on our original parent function. What point corresponds to that on our new graph? What point did we move it up to? 1, 3. Now, when I look at 1, 3, what happens to that ordered pair? What's the same and what's different? Yeah, how did the y change? Yeah, changed by, I guess we can say going up 2. Right? And did the x coordinate change at all? No. So, and that's common sense, right? When you move something up, we didn't move it left to right, we just moved it straight up. So the x's stayed the same, the y's got bigger. Okay, now you can switch colors. Now we're going to create a graph based on the original again, that is 2 to the left from where we started. So just like before, you're going to take each point and move them 2 to the left. And you'll get another really pretty parabola. I'm going to do a better job making it look good this time. Oh, that was pretty good. It's better than my favorite. Oh my god, how is that? Are you counting wrong? It's okay. When I make my keys, there's like so many graphs that I do. How? Because this is what I do for a living, Grace. I'm paid to make graphs.
My parabola goes all the way around.
That's okay. Mine don't always look like my pink ones. I'm paid to make graphs for a living, Grace. I've had a lot of practice. So now, where's the vertex of my green graph? -2, 0. So if I'm writing the vertex form of the green graph here, the -2 is an x, which means it's going to go in the parentheses with the x. Do I use the same sign or the opposite sign? The opposite this time, so it'd be x plus 2 the quantity squared. Do I have to write plus 0 on the end? No. So that's the vertex form here. Now one more kind of obvious question before we make sure we solidify the rules. If I look at the point -2, 4, this is this guy right here, on my parent function, what point corresponds to it on the green graph? -4, 4. Now when I look at -4, 4, what stayed the same? The y stayed the same, and how did the x coordinate change? Yeah, the x-coordinate changed. So what?
It looks like a star. You drew a star right now. No.
Oh, here?
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Wait, what is that? Is it supposed to be an
X dash coordinate.
Sorry.
I think I generally have decent handwriting. That one just didn't look very good. I apologize. The x hyphen coordinate changed by moving. I can't spell now. Moving to the left. I think coming back to school made your teacher very tired, and that's I'm like, it's been a long week. I'm very tired. And tomorrow's gonna be a long day. I'm just like.
Remember when you're done teaching, it doesn't look how horrible this year is.
Alright, so this is pretty easy so far, right? It's common sense. Now, here's our rules. The rules are common sense for the most part as well. There's one semi-tricky part. As a rule, we say that if I have a function f of x, and on the end of the function, there's a plus, we're going to call it c for a number. So if you have an equation and at the end it says plus something, that means you moved your graph up. If you have a function and on the end it says minus something, that means you moved it down. Right? So we're moving up and down right here. They're common sense. Plus means up, minus means down. Here's the part that is counterintuitive, opposite of what you think. When you move the graph to the right, inside your parentheses, we'll say x minus a number. Okay, so it is opposite of what you think. You typically think going to the right would be a plus. It's not. It's going to be minus here. And going to the left is going to be x plus some number. Okay, we saw that up above here in our graph. When we went to the left, we had a plus sign. Okay? So what I need you to do is we're going to start filling out our chart. So pull up your rules chart here. We're going to fill in the first 4 boxes. This is the chart by the middle of next week. You will have everything filled in. So again, these translations, that means shifts, up, down, left, and right, these are the easy ones. So if I have a plus a number, like plus 2 on the end, that means you're going to go up C. We'll just use C for a number. Up C units. So here, plus is outside of the parentheses. Just tagged on the end of the equation. Minus on the end of the equation means you go down C units. C stands for constant. That's why they used it. Now this is the opposite one. When there is a plus inside the parentheses. Inside the parentheses works the x's, which is left and right. Plus means that you go left. C units. Now you discovered this yesterday on your Desmos activity. And minus means that you go right. Okay. Pretty easy so far? Yeah, left, right, up, and down is not the challenge. So let's flip our notes paper over. Let's look at a couple graphs, couple equations, and we'll be all set. So we're going to be adding in more and more and more, but you need to be able to look at a parabola. Tell me what happened to the parabola, so how was it moved, how was it changed, and then you're going to need to be able to graph the parabola. So we're going to start with easy ones today. We have x plus 2 to the quantity squared minus 7. Let's start by telling me where the vertex is. -2, -7. Okay, so if I looked on my graph, I'm going to plot that point because we're going to make the graph in a minute. That vertex is down here. By plotting it, I can see the transformations visually, but I can also know by the rules. So if I have a plus 2 inside the parentheses, which way did my graph go? Plus 2 inside the parentheses. Yeah, so if you look in over here, plus 2 in the parentheses means you went to the left. So this first graph went left 2, which you can see went over to the left. And then is the minus up or down? Down 7. Now all I've got so far is the vertex. I want you to be able to plot as many points as will fit on here. by knowing the parent function. So we talked about this earlier this week. If I plot the vertex and I go out 1 point, how many do I have to go up? 1. So go out 1, up 1. And I want you to do that on either side of the vertex because the parabola is symmetric. Then if you go out 2, how many points do you have to go up? 4. So again, plot those 2 points. If I go out 3, I go up 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we can do one more. If I go up 4, I go up 16. So we'll go up here to the 9 now.
That's just for a normal.
That's just, yep, that's for your, I didn't stretch it. So we're going to learn next week how to make your graph skinnier and wider by stretching it. So that'll change it. But for now, we're just moving the original parent function left and down. So the pattern stays the same. Yes? What's your question?
How do you, what's the pattern upwards?
So you go, think about like squares. So your equation for the parent function is y equals x squared. So if I go out 1, I square it, I go up 1. If I go out 2, what's the square of 2? 4, so you go up 4. Out 3, you square it and go up 9. Out 4, you square it and go up 16. Good, so let's try another one. X minus 5 the quantity squared plus 2. What's the vertex for this one? 5, 2. Okay, so again, plot that plot the vertex, please. You can see from the picture how that changed from the origin. But we also need to know the rule from the equation. So a minus in the parenthesis moves your graph to the right. So we went right 5, and the plus 2 means up 2. Okay, so I won't make you graph all these, but we'll do this one. Again, follow the rule for the parent function. You go out 1, up its square, up 1. Up 2, up 4. I think those are the only ones that are going to fit. So you can graph that parabola. We're going to get a lot of practice graphing these. Alright, the last two, we're just going to take the transformations. We don't need to make the graphs for. What's the vertex going to be for C? Negative 6, 4. Okay. So if I have negative 6, 4, if I have the plus 6 inside, left or right? Left 6. And the plus 4 is up 4. Good. Okay, where's your vertex in D? 2, negative 3. Okay, so if I have a minus 2 inside, which direction is that? Right 2. And down, oh, I just said it. It's down 3, negative 3. So these rules are pretty easy to see in terms of knowing how to graph them, in terms of remembering left, right, up, and down. We have 2 more quick things to do today. We're going to do one complete the square problem. Make sure, I saw some quizzes coming in. Most of them look pretty good, but let's kind of like make sure that we know complete the square here, and then we'll state our transformations. We're only going to deal with leading coefficient of 1 because we don't know what the number in front does yet. We're knowing that next week. So let's see, what's the first step when you complete the square? Add 1 to both sides. Now since my leading coefficient is 1, I don't need to put anything in front of the box when I add it on either side. Right? And this is good for you too because you can see if you did your quiz right today, so you can self-reflect and then decide if you need to study some. To fill in the box, I take half of this B term and square it. What would that value be? 25. Good. So my right-hand side is pretty, or my left-hand side, I add the 1 and the 25, which is 26. And how does my right-hand side condense? X plus 5. I use a positive 5 because the middle term is positive. And then all you have to do is subtract 26. You know, that's plus 5 squared minus 26. Now, where's the turning point for this parabola? Negative 5, negative 26, good. And what transformations then happened? What does that plus 5 mean happened to the graph? It went left 5, And the minus 26? Down 26. Bless you. All right, so far it hasn't been too hard, right? No. And I'm not saying the next part's going to be harder, but I'll probably trick at least one of you at some point. I'm not meaning to, but I probably will. So we're going to think carefully. We're going to, not you? Guess we'll see.
I think you always.
All right, we're going to write the equation given the transformation. So we're going to start with the y equals. This first graph went left 12 and down 23. So left and right are inside the parentheses. So if I'm inside the parentheses here and I move to the left, what symbol do I use? A what? A plus. So it's x plus 12 squared. And how do I do down? Minus 23. And that's the equation of that graph. Okay, for B, if I want 8 to the right, how would I write that? X minus 8, and then up 5, plus 5. You guys are doing better than 7th period. I think they just talk faster than they think. All right, C, if I shift down 10 and right 3, we'll do the right first, because that's always in the parentheses. Which way is right? Left, or minus or plus? Minus, so x minus 3, and down 10? Minus 10. Good. All right, and last one for the day. Let's shift left. What goes in your parentheses? X plus 15, and up 4 is a plus. Good. All right, not too bad. I'm not even going to make you do the practice or the homework. I would